What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Trading. And today we're going to be breaking down how shorter wide receivers can take their game to that next level and how they can play college ball. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some of the specific things that college coaches are going to be looking for out of shorter wide receivers on tape and on film and what they need to be able to do to have success at that next level. So I hope this video helps you guys out, teaches you a few new things, especially if you are on the shorter side of things as a wide receiver. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to know the specific on-field drills that you guys need to do, 150 plus specific drills made into a day-to-day schedule for you. Check out that very first link in the description below for our 28-day on-field wide receiver workout plan. So you'll get access to 150 plus drills made into a 4-week long schedule where we break down sets, repetitions, and we give you a 30-minute long video where we explain each drill and show a full speed example. So I hope you guys could check that out if you're interested. Very first link in that description below for our 4-week on-field wide receiver workout plan. Let's get started with this video. So first thing you got to do as a receiver is you got to make sure that you understand that when you're going up against DBs who are impressed, maybe bigger guys, that releases a lot of the time are about reacting. So we're going to be taking a look at Tyler Lockett right here. So again, he's on the bottom of the numbers, kind of middle of the numbers, I guess you could say. So as a receiver, if you got to run a fade, so many people say it all the time that you must take an outside release. But as a shorter wide receiver, sometimes you're not going to be able to get that simply because this guy's going to be maybe bigger than you, stronger than you, taller than you, longer than you with his arms, whatever it is. But I won't be able to just manhandle him and just get that free release. And especially at the next level, which is the college level, everybody's going to be fast on that field. So your technique and your football IQ is what's going to get you open. So many people think that, in high school, I just ran past guys. But you need that technique to be able to play at the next level. Yeah, it might get you to the next level, but it might not keep you at the next level and help you have success, right? So you see how Lockett, when he comes off of here, he gives that jab to the inside, right? I'm sure he would just love to give that jab, get this DB to sit to the inside, and take the outside release on the fade and beat him with speed. Who wouldn't? That's the easier release, right? But we see because this DB is jumping to the outside, and you see how he's not giving Lockett any ground. Lockett does such a great job of almost setting him up to the outside and being able to react, right? Now, maybe this is design release. This is something you for sure can do, like pre-planned, I guess you could say, if you see a DB who likes to just sit to the outside a lot. But when that DB is taking away the outside, trying to force you back to the inside, we have to take what they give me, okay? So as a short wide receiver, take what the DB gives you. Don't focus on, I pick a release and get stuck with that release. Like, I want to take an outside release. I must take an outside release. If he's taking away the outside, we have to be able to react as a receiver. We have to be more than one-dimensional and be able to run this route multiple different ways. So you see how Lockett, when he bursts up to the outside, he gives that jab to the inside, bursts outside, and then is able to swat off. Now, again, so many people will criticize this and say you never want to take an inside release on a fade. You're just running towards the safety. Well, yeah, if you just keep drifting towards the inside, you're going to be running towards the safety. You got to make sure that you are able to restack, get back over the top of the DB so that quarterback has some space to throw you open, and also you stay away from the safety, which is the trouble in here, because we know that anytime a DB is outside leverage and he's trying to force us inside is because he has safety help. So make sure you understand that as a receiver, and as a short wide receiver, to be able to play at that next level against bigger physical DBs who are maybe taller than you, stronger than you, you have to make sure that your releases are based off of reaction. You're not pre-planning everything. You're not getting stuck on one release. If they take it away, that's fine. React to it. Take what the DB gives you to create space. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Lockett bursting outside, getting that DB to move outside to protect his leverage, and then obviously restacking with that inside release on the fade. Okay, so now, second thing that shorter wide receivers have to do to be able to stand out on film to college coaches is you got to make sure that you emphasize the details, right? Okay, so let's watch this clip full speed from Lockett. He's going to be running a dig route, but there's no indicators on this route. And that's why I love this thing so much here from Lockett, because it really shows, like, as a short dude, obviously you're already at a disadvantage, right? Because again, football is a tall dude's game, big dude's game, fast guy's game, whatever you want to call it. You need some attributes, right? Like that's just part of the world that we live in. But as a shorter dude, right, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't make it. That doesn't mean that you can't play. But those details that you have with your route running are what 100% of the time matter. And that's why you see a lot of the times the shorter dudes are better route runners because they have to use those details to be able to get open, right? Like I'm not knocking the dude, but like you look at a guy like Megatron or Calvin Johnson, yeah, he's probably a good route runner, but he's probably not as good of a route runner as maybe a guy like Julian Edelman, right? He's maybe shorter because he could get away with more because he's just a freak of nature. He's just huge. He's fast, runs a sub-4, whatever, 40. I'm not knocking him for that because as a quarterback, I would love to throw to that. But as a shorter wide receiver, to be able to stand out amongst those guys that are bigger than us, faster than us, like we were talking about, the details matter. So what are the details? So when we look into this route here from Tyler Lockett, you see how when he's running this dig route, he's able to drop his hips into the dig without any indicators. And that is how I can get separation on those bigger guys. Your technique is what's going to win. If you guys can get off a press, get up into the route, because as a shorter guy, they're going to try to press you. They're going to try to knock you around because they're bigger than you. But if I can get separation by not having indicators on my route, that's how I can create space. So Lockett, when he's going up into this route, the only thing a DB's looking for right here is an indicator. He's looking for Lockett to raise his pad level, start chopping his steps, maybe start slowing down right before the break so he can slow down and he could have a better chance to react. But if I don't give him that, especially being shorter, I'm usually naturally quicker than this dude, I can create some space and I can get some separation. So you see how when he's bursting up into this route here, there's nothing, no change of anything. It's just a hip drop. His hip drop and you guys being powerful with your steps, that's what's going to get you out of this break, and that's what will create separation for you. So make sure, fellas, that we do not give any indicators if you're on the shorter side. The details matter, and the details is what's going to stand out on film, because you see the separation that Lockett's able to get, because when you can sell vertical, I could get this DB to commit his hips, and then when I have no indicators on that thing, he does not have time to react, and I should be great at changing direction if I'm on the shorter side, because that's just the way we have to be able to play the game. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Lockett, setting him up to the outside, obviously. No indicators on this thing, and getting in and out of that break as fast as possible. All right, guys, if you have not heard, we are going to be in the San Diego area on October 24th for a 3-hour-long quarterback and wide receiver training clinic. So if you guys are local to that area and you guys want to come out for a great opportunity to get some work in with us, help you guys get better, improve your specific skills at the wide receiver position and at the quarterback position, and we are bringing out a speed coach to help you guys with 40-yard dash mechanics and overall running mechanics, check out that second link in the description below. Great opportunity for you guys to get better and just take your skills to that next level, okay? I myself will be there with quarterbacks, receivers, and then like I said, I'm bringing in a speed coach. So second link in that description below. Hope you guys could check that out. Let's get back to this video. So last thing I want to talk about is, as a shorter wide receiver, you got to have football IQ. You got to be able to understand the reason why behind certain things so you can move efficiently, right? So many receivers, and especially us short guys, we cannot do this. So many receivers is that they try to get too fancy with it. They don't understand like that, like a $5 move will do, and they're trying to do a $10 move, and that's not going to, A, you lose timing with the quarterback, B, it's not going to fly at the next level, right? Because those DBs are talented, right? So many guys, like they'll see an inside shade DB like this, and they come out and they do all this like stupid footwork where they cross their feet over, and that's not realistic like that. You don't see that in the NFL. You don't see that in the league. You see it maybe when guys are backside on a play, not involved. But why would you train something? Why would you work on something in 7-on-7, one-on-ones in practice that you're not going to actually use in a game, right? So the details matter, like we were talking about with that dig route. So as a wide receiver, I need that football IQ. So when I come up to the line and I see that there's a DB inside shade like this, I understand as a short dude, he's not going to get hands on me unless I like completely screw up the route and get too close to him, because look where we're at. We're inside the 10-yard line. So if I attack his leverage, he's probably not going to backpedal. But if I attack his leverage and I keep like kind of a range to where he's either got to lunge at me to get hands or he's going to have to sit right there, I could cross him up and make a move. So that's what we have to understand as a short wide receiver about leverage. When we get that off coverage, don't cover yourself. Use the range. This is the range. Everybody always asks me, what do you mean by when you say range, coach? This is exactly what I mean. Keeping this range to the spot where that DB can't get hands, but we could still close the space enough to threaten him and to actually threaten him to the inside, right? So now when he comes off the line of scrimmage, you see how he attacks his leverage and then he hits him with that jab to the inside. You see how he's stepping outside of his frame. He's actually selling with that upper half, and this DB is not able to get hands. If he wanted to get hands, he'd have to lunge at him and he'd have to leave his base. And then as a short receiver, I could use my size to my advantage, swat his hands off, keep a good pad level, and then get up into this route. So this is a perfect example of utilizing your range here from Lockett, not getting too close, giving him that move, and then obviously being able to avoid and create some space to the outside. As a short wide receiver, we have to understand the football IQ of the reasons why DBs move a certain way, how DBs are going to play us, so I can structure my routes accordingly and efficiently. Being a shorter receiver, all it's about is just being able to move efficient. You got to be able to move efficient. You got to be able to cut out wasted motion, because that's what will lead to separation for us. And we got to be so detailed in everything that we do, and everything has to be down to a T for us to be able to create space. Because obviously we are at a disadvantage, but that doesn't mean that we can't do it. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Lockett squaring him up, giving him that move, and then bursting back to the outside. Overall, great route and making that jump ball catch. All right, guys, really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great hearing from you guys. It helps me come up with new ideas for the page, so I definitely appreciate it. And again, fellas, if you want a 4-week-long on-field wide receiver workout plan, all the things wide receivers need to do on the field to take their route running, press releases, catching, explosiveness to that next level in a step-by-step, day-to-day schedule for 28 days, check out that very first link in the description below. And again, if you're in the San Diego area, want to come out and get some work in with me, check out that second link below. Hope you guys can do that. Hope you guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll see you guys next time.